What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Six Figure Morning Show, where we give you the best advice in business and life. Thank you guys for all the likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. You already know. I really do appreciate it. Channel of the week. Channel of the week is the Green Logbook. The Green Logbook. I will be sure to leave a link to this man's channel in the description box below. But what gravitated me towards this channel, I've told you guys pretty much all week about it, was how he talks about the transitional phase from the military to civilian life. And it is hard. It is hard. I'm so honest with you guys. It took me about a decade to get over it. When I first got out, I did not know how to dress because I spent, about a decade in the Army, active duty, and I did not know how to dress when I first got out. And that's where you get these guys wearing the 9-line apparel. They're wearing all the veteran hats. You could tell when somebody's fresh out. And I was the same way, wearing all that stuff, the Black Rifle stuff, things like that. Black Rifle wasn't around when I got out. But anyways, just wearing that type of merchandise, because you don't know what to do and you don't know how to dress. So you end up wearing blue jeans and combat boots, or you end up wearing blue jeans. And honestly, guys, that's why I wear Doc Martens. The military taught me that a good pair of boots would be your best friend. And so I do not go cheap on my footwear. I don't wear Jordans and shit like that. You will catch me I will wear a $200 pair of boots versus a $200 pair of tennis shoes. That's it. I own nice boots and I own dress shoes. That's what I own. I do have a couple pairs of running shoes and whatnot, but I own nice boots and dress shoes. I do not run around really in tennis shoes. It's just not me. The military taught me, man, that your footwear was very important. So that's, when you get out, you don't know how to dress. You don't know how to maneuver. I think looking back, I'm glad of it, because I moved around society with a sense of purpose at that time. But to civilians, you're weird. To your family, you're weird. So that transitional phase is difficult. It's difficult to figure out, because nobody's telling you what to do or where to be anymore. So you end up with a lot of free time on your hand. And that's where you need to learn the time block. The time blocking and the scheduling yourself. To any real veteran out there, entrepreneurship is highly recommended. It's a way for you to go. Now, you're going to have to figure out what you want to do. This is where I'm going to plug in my own coaching that, we can help you tap into that and figure it out. And I would say that even Vic over at the Green Logbook is more than happy to help you figure things like that out. But entrepreneurship, I would highly recommend, because you end up time blocking and filling up all those empty days and spaces. So it's, I stay booked, because in the military, you basically work a 12-hour day or longer. It's easy to wake up in the Army or, whatever branch you were in and have pulled 16 or 18-hour days. Easy. Maybe even 24. It's very common. And you guys jump over there if you're thinking about joining or exiting the military. Jump over there. That's the Green Logbook. I will make sure to leave a link in the description box below. Don't forget about the 2 books if you're interested in children's books. I'm going to pull the Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel and Goldilocks right here behind me. Great children's books. Told you guys before, there was a time in history to where these wouldn't have been allowed to have been made, and I wouldn't have been allowed to be the one to promote them. So I'm going to shout these books out on and off throughout the holiday season. If you have small children, nieces, nephews, you're a teacher, you want to buy a few of them for your classroom, I'll share the Amazon link in the description box below. They're great quality. They're great, guys. They're great. I'm glad to have these copies. If I had little children and knew about them, I would have picked them up. They would be great under the tree. They'll be great under the tree. I had a great question in the comment section. And it asked, it said, Robert, I'm 25 years old. I would like to get my life on track. How would you go about, he said, Robert, I didn't write, I should have pulled it up on the computer, but he said, Robert, I'm 25 years old. I'd like to get my life on track. How would you recommend I go about changing my life in the upcoming new year, 2025. So this can be done. I like the question. He asked, how would I go about changing my life in 2025? Simple. It's simple. If you're asking this question and you're serious, and I'm going to tell you right now, give me 1 second. It's so obviously there's probably something you want to do in your life. You probably have something that you already have in mind that you want to do. There's a vision, right? Who you want to be. There's a vision of who you want to be. 25 years old, there's a vision already of who you want to be. Maybe you're starting to decide that you want to be an actor or a lawyer or a doctor. Maybe you're starting to decide these things. You got that vision. See a vision, create a plan, and execute. I talked about this yesterday. See a vision. Who do you want to be? You're 25 years old. What does 40 look like? You are going to wake up at 40. That's 15 years from now. Don't be like, oh shit, that's too long. No, it's not. You're 25. If you lock in, you could be a lawyer by 32. You get what I'm saying? You could be a lawyer. Dude, you're going to wake up and be 32. If we need to shorten this, you're going to wake up and be 28. You're going to wake up and be 30, 32, 45. Don't YOLO your freaking life away. You guys need to get out of the mindset. I don't care what age you are going to wake up tomorrow. You're going to wake up in 24 months. You're going to wake up in 48 months. You're going to wake up in 72 or 90, or it doesn't matter. You're going to keep waking up. Unless you're extremely old on this channel and in very poor health, you will wake up tomorrow. Get out of the mindset that YOLO, tomorrow is not promised, nothing's forever, nothing lasts. Get out of that shit and let's start getting tactical. Let's start getting strategic with our life. 2025 is right around the corner. Right around the corner. It's right around the corner. So what are we going to do? 25 years old, you got a vision in mind. You already got an idea. If you don't have an idea, then think about it. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to visualize 45-year-old you. That's 20 years from now. What do you look like? What is that man doing? Or woman, ladies, reverse the roles. The same stuff works for you, okay? This was a young man that asked the question, but the same stuff works for you. Reverse the roles. You're 25 years old. What does 45 years old look like? Close your eyes. Go somewhere quiet. Go to a park. Go to wherever you need to go to. Go to a private spot. Don't tell people. Just be quiet about it. Just go somewhere and figure this out for yourself. You're 25. Close your eyes, and what does 45-year-old you look like? How's he dressing? How's he walking and talking? What kind of people does he hang around? Who is he around? What does he do? How does he make money? What are you doing? You're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're a social media influencer. I mean, that's even a job now. That's a whole brand now. Is that what you're doing? Are you on a stage talking to 1,000 people? Are you making movies? Are you a filmographer? Are you a director, a designer? You into graphics? Like, what are you doing? Small business owner, large business owner? In 20 years, do you want to own a major conglomerate that has multiple companies from multiple industries under you? What are you doing? You mega wealthy? Huh? You just getting by, family with a white picket fence? It's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. There's nothing. Your hopes, goals, dreams are yours. You don't need to tell them to people. You don't need to talk about them with people. It's none of their damn business. Society is so wrapped up with, everybody making $1 million, driving a Lambo and doing this and doing that. No, forget that. If that's not what you want, that's not what I want. Guys, even when I get Lambo money, because I know I'm going to, I'm not going to buy one. It's not on my radar. It's not on my radar at all. I'm not interested in it at all. And that's fine. Don't let this bullshit make you think that's what you have to have. It is still very attractive to be married and raise a family and buy a home with a white picket fence. That is still very much so attractive to me. And I'm sure to a lot of other people out there, to raise a family, white picket fence, those things like that, there's certain things that money can't buy. And we all know that. It's definitely, I don't think a family and a white picket fence is in the cards for me personally. But, if that's what you want, then I completely understand that. So there's nothing wrong with that. See a vision, create a plan, and execute. Who are we? How do we walk? How do we talk? Who are we hanging around? What does 45-year-old me look like? Or whatever age you are for the viewers out there listening, but this was his question. I liked it and I wanted to answer it on the channel this morning. 25, what does 45-year-old me look like? I'm talking about to the button on your damn suit. You know, whatever you're wearing, whatever you're doing, zero in on it. What are you doing? What brands are you wearing? You got sunglasses on? Are they Ray-Bans? You know what I mean? What kind of watch are you wearing? What are you doing? How are you earning your money? What does your lifestyle look like? What does your home life look like? Where are you living? What does your living room look like? What does the carpet on the floor look like? Are you on the 10th floor at Miami Beach? Are you living in a freaking townhouse or condo in New York City? Are you downtown Chicago? Are you living in a cabin in the woods with 100 acres of land? What does 45-year-old you look like? Once you figure out who that man is and what you really want, I want you to come back to reality and I want you to start building it. Whatever that vision was, whatever that was, this is where we saw a vision and now we're going to create the plan. How do we build that man? How do we become that man? Right? The first way that I'm going to tell you to become that man, again, ladies, reverse the roles, but the first way I'm going to tell you to become that man is to say goodbye. Your vision is your vision. Your hopes, goals, dreams are your hopes, goals, and dreams. It's for you. So you can't expect freaking Pookie and Ray Ray or little Jody or whoever else to see your vision or to have your plan or want to help you execute on these things. Okay, because they might be trying to get into the NFL and you're trying to be a lawyer. The shit doesn't, like, both of you is going to have to separate and go your own ways and come back together later, maybe. They might be trying to go play professional baseball, or they might be trying to freaking do OnlyFans. Hell, I don't know. And then you're thinking, or they might just want to sit on the porch and smoke freaking weed and drink beers. You're going to have to say goodbye. Once you see the vision and you start to really want to create this plan, this is where you walk into no man's land. You're going to have to say goodbye. You're going to have to say goodbye to friends and family. Okay, say goodbye to them. It is what it is. And to you mothers, you parents, or you children out there that can't let go of your parents or siblings, okay, those are just the entities that you were raised around. They're just the people that brought you here. You still got to go live your life. You still have to go out there and build and create something for yourself and then come back and help them. If they're anything like what I went through, you may not want to circle back around and help them at all, because while I was trying to build and create for myself, they were talking shit about me in the background. And now it's just like, fuck them. I don't have to go back. I don't have to help them because I had all intentions to go back and help. And they sat there and just trashed me the whole time. Even when I tried to go back and help, it was like, okay, too little, too late, or however that saying goes. It just wasn't worth it. So I just went on ahead and left again. It was the best thing I ever did. Best decision I ever made was to leave my hometown, to get away from freaking old friends, family. Best decision. I'll never go back. Best decision. So don't be afraid to say goodbye. Do not be afraid to say goodbye and let go of old relationships. Because that 45-year-old you, if you're sitting there around the same people and if they're not moving and conducting themselves in the same manner, then that means you have sat stagnant for 20 years and have gotten absolutely nowhere. You understand? It's just like I talked about yesterday about hurrying up, speed, money, attention, all those things yesterday. If you're still sitting around the exact same people doing the exact same thing, then you have sat stagnant and gotten nowhere. You cannot climb the mountain of success by holding on to the weight of the past. Told you guys that 1,000,000 times. So you're going to have to start, once you saw the vision, and now you're starting to create the plan. And the first part of that plan is to say goodbye and enter no man's land. You're going to have to take the hero's journey. Now you could follow the hero's thread, but you are going to have to take the hero's journey. You have to. The Hero's Journey by Joseph Campbell is a book up there on my shelf. The Hero's Journey talks about basically what we just discussed. You're going to have to say goodbye. You're going to have to embark on some trek, on some life journey. You're going to have to be a freaking, I don't know, think of anything, Mario, Zelda. They've all stepped out on the hero's journey. You're going to have to do that yourself, okay? The people have done that plenty of times throughout history. They've embarked on a path. They've had to leave their villages. Vikings, warriors, cavemen, all kinds of people had to walk away from what they knew in order to find better land. Maybe the winter's coming, crops aren't growing, whatever it was, they had to walk away to find better land. If everybody just sat stagnant, eating the same damn berries, crapping in the same damn spot, we would have never found all the different lands that we found. We wouldn't know what we know about the ocean or what we know about, heading into outer space. I don't believe we've been to the moon. I think that was all crap. So yeah, I don't believe in the moon landing at all. We were 100% lied to. So that's just my thought process there. But if those people, anybody that has created anything, they walked away from the crowd. They have had to walk away from friends and family and go and build and create and discover on their own. So first part of your plan is saying goodbye and entering no man's land. How long you're going to be in no man's land, I don't know. I've heard people, and no man's land is very much so aligned with monk mode. Monk mode, you're going to have to leave people alone. And it's not just people, you're going to have to stop dating, because it's highly likely that your partner, girlfriend, wife will not understand. If you're married, I'm not telling you to get divorced. I'm telling you that it's going to be rough, because unless they share the same hopes, goals, dreams, values as you do, it is going to be rough on you. Your wife or your husband might hinder you and hold you back. I'm not telling you to go get divorced. I'm not telling you that at all. You're already married. Getting divorced would be a bad thing. I'm telling you that you probably need to let your wife or husband hear what I'm about to say right now. And is that just because you got married does not mean your life has to stop. So you should probably let them hear this. You two are both individuals. Maybe your wife wants to do hair and maybe you want to paint. Just because you got married and came together does not mean she should not own a hair salon and you should not be a famous artist. You understand? Maybe she wants to freaking be an actor and you want to own a construction company. You want to be a real estate developer. Just because you got married does not mean you can no longer be a real estate developer and she cannot be an actor. I see people get married and try to control each other, and that's why you have problems. That's why your marriages do not last. That's a major reason that most marriages fail, because of finances. And then I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of other different outside influences, especially due today because of social media. But trying to control your partner and not allowing them to live their life will ruin your marriage. You're two different people. You're two individuals on planet Earth that still have hopes, goals, and dreams. You just decided to come together and execute as a unit. So right now, man, your unit will most likely be divided if they do not share or understand, and that will make this process difficult. But how long would no man's land? How long will no man's land be? I do not know. Everybody's different, and again, it aligns with monk mode. No man's land definitely aligns with monk mode. So if you're not married, you're gonna have to quit dating. You're going to have to stop dating men, women, going out on dates, beer, alcohol. You're going to have to get sober. You cannot climb the mountain of success, and there's no way in hell you're going to be able to trek through the woods and terrain of no man's land under the influence of drugs and alcohol. I'm slowly, guys, I told you, I've been in no man's land for 5 months to build this channel. That was a hard no man's land. That's probably one of the hardest that I've been in. I mean, I've been in some rough ones. I would say that this is probably the second to the hardest no man's land that I went through. 5 months to build this channel and work that job that I just left. The canopies have opened up at the end of November, the month of December. I told you I'm going to kind of wind down, take a little break. I'm booked up I got a few openings, but I'm booked up pretty much for the month of December. And I'm going to take a break. I'm going to sit right here, catch up on some sleep, pick my weight back up, eat a little healthier, get a little cleaner, and then back off to the races in January, because I have shit to do. So I'm still properly preparing and planning for January. So how long will no man's land be for you in this process? I don't know. I had no man's land, man. Dude, I went monk mode and in no man's land for about 4 years. Definitely 2. I was in no man's land plus monk mode for 2 solid years. Nothing. Paying off debt, working and educating. Nothing outside. No drugs, no alcohol. When I say drugs, guys, I'm talking about weed. I do not do drugs or condone drug use at all. So normally when I say drugs, I'm talking about weed. Hard drugs is a no-go in my life. I can understand why people smoke weed. I can understand why people drink beer, but to sit around and do hard drugs, I do not understand that, and I do not condone that. If you're going through something like that, feel free to reach out to me. I don't mind talking to you about it, or reach out and get some help, get clean, get sober. So when I mention drugs on this channel, I'm only talking about marijuana and things alike. Okay. Where was I at? So yeah, my no man's land was 2 years process, no man's land and monk mode of no drugs, no alcohol, nothing but work, nothing but execution, nothing but planning. I mean, I ran my life like a startup for 2 years, and personal development. I stayed away from everybody. And then I kind of eased out of it. I kind of eased out of that no man's land and just stayed straight in monk mode, which is still a form of no man's land. And I, went monk mode to where I just didn't date, but I was a little more sociable. I kind of went out to some cigar. About 24 months later, I started to go out to like cigar lounges, and kind of meet new people and things like that. But I didn't date. I didn't do anything of that nature. And so about 4 years, guys, I kind of walked through no man's land, and gradually came out of it. So right now you just witnessed no man's land for 5 months. You guys witnessed that here on the channel. If you have not looked at that, go freaking review some old videos. I was in no man's land for 5 solid months, and that was a solid freaking no man's land. Nothing, nobody around me, nothing. I haven't been to a bar, club, nothing, man, except for gas stations and the cigar bar, humidor. I don't even hang out there. I go in to get my cigars and leave. 5 months. Solid, hardcore no man's land. We're talking 80, 90-hour weeks. No man's land is a great thing. And that's where I get all my work done. And that's where I tell you that I'm able to outperform your average individual, your average man, by going into monk mode and no man's land. The things that would take the average person a year or two to get done, I'll get done in 6 months or so. Just because I will cut everything off. I will stay off social media. I will say goodbye. I will go dark, and I will do nothing but execute on what I need to do. And I am very much so headed back into no man's land the first of the year. No man's land for me, first of the year, looks like physical fitness. It looks like a lot of content type creation, getting my platform squared away, getting the business squared away. A lot of things going on the first of the year. I'm taking December to enjoy the holidays with my son, do some proper planning for next year. And so I'm taking it easy. I'm still in monk mode, but I'm taking it easy to properly plan, and so I can enter the new year with my mindset right. So how long would no man's land be for you, man? I don't know. Some people never come out of it. Sometimes I stay in no man's land so much that I always got a foot in there. The canopies have opened. The sun is shining on my back. And when that happens to you, you can stay. You can stay. If you get to a comfortable position to what you like and where you're at, and you're like, hey man, I'm making $100,000 a year. I got a wife and 2 kids. We're doing fine. The bills are getting paid. We own a house in this small town. We're loving it. Stay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. My grandfather was a great man from what I know. And I know a lot of people say that, but mine really was. He went to church twice a week. I think 3 times, actually. I might be lying to you about that. He was there, Wednesday night Bible study. He was there Sunday morning. I think he might have went Sunday night. I can't remember. But he went to church twice a week, at least. The man lived by the Bible. And I mean, he wasn't abusive about it. He was just an old school Christian, Old Testament style, And he lived by the Bible. He didn't drink. He didn't smoke. He used to when he was younger. He got himself together, but he lived a great life. And he retired in his early 50s, and he lived to be almost 90 years old. So he had 40 years of just retirement, where he just took it easy. He could have went and he still worked because he had a farm, but he could have went out and found another job to make more money. He didn't chase money. He chased it easy. He wanted an easy life. He wanted to be around his family and do the things he wanted to do, and he properly planned for it. So you don't have to go out here and chase, always be on this hustle culture bullcrap. All right. Some of it's not healthy, guys. I just like it. I've been this way since I was a kid. I just like it. So don't get wrapped up in what social media is telling you, to any of you. Don't get wrapped up in this crap. Don't feel like you're being left behind. A lot of this stuff is bullshit. People film and they put on nice shirts and all this and that to film. Don't be, I actually have something to do in a little bit, but don't, I do. Otherwise, I'll be sitting here in a freaking sweater. I actually have somewhere to go in a little bit. So I said, well, hell, let me go ahead and get ready. Yeah, don't sit here and let social media fool you into thinking you have to swoo or sway you in one direction, because it's crap. So figure out what you want your life to look like. See a vision. Create a plan. After you've seen that vision, start to create a plan. See a vision of the man you want to be at 45 years old. That's 20 years away. You're going to wake up and you're going to be 45. Start creating a plan and make tactical decisions to become that man. Once you get that, execute. It's proper planning, goal setting, implement everything you know about that into that. If you're 25, let's break it down to 5 years. And then once we get that 5-year goal right there, okay, that's going to be 2030. All right, but what does 2027 look like? Let's break that. We can keep breaking that down, okay? 25 years old, 25, and it's getting ready to be 2025. I set 5. I want to focus on myself in 20 years. Let's break that down into 5-year increments. Let's knock out the first 5 years first. What am I trying to do? Okay, I want to be a freaking actor. Then maybe I need to move to somewhere to where actors are. That's going to be LA and New York. That's going to be my first step. But do not sleep on Nashville or Atlanta, okay? I sure shit came to Nashville to work on acting. Do not sleep on Nashville and Atlanta. Those are still good places for acting. And now Shreveport, Louisiana, because 50 Cent and the G Unit Studios will be there. Shreveport, Louisiana will become another acting hub. So, those things like that, do your homework and then say, okay, I can move to one of these cheaper locations to get started in acting. I can live a little bit cheaper than New York and Los Angeles to get started in acting. I'm just using this as an example, guys. Don't get hung up on the freaking business model. I get started in acting in these cheaper locations in 2025. I find a job, secure a house. I do all those things, X, Y, and Z. It's just proper planning and goal setting. See a vision, create a plan, and then you execute. I would like you to have this vision. I would like you to have this plan made out before the new year. That way you can have a 5-year plan before all of you, any of you. I would like you to have your 5-year plan made out. What does 2030 look like for any of you? And I would like you to have that done before the freaking new year. That way you can wake up with the direction in mind, and all you got to do is execute. Start now. Once you get that done, you say goodbye to everybody and you start working on yourself. You start doing what you need to do for you. No friends, no family, none of that around. If you got to have everybody around, man, I don't know if you're going to make it. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. Unless they're doing and actively, doing what you're wanting to do. I don't know if that's like you're trying to get in shape, but your brother or your cousin or your neighbor doesn't want to work out. You're not going to get in shape if you're relying on them. You got to go do it yourself. You're going to have to step into no man's land and do it alone. Everybody doesn't want to go to the gym. Some people love Cheetos and Dr. Pepper, man. They're not going to the freaking gym. So you're going to have to go at it alone. You're going to have to step out and do these things alone, guys. See a vision, create a plan, execute. Your vision is your vision. Your plan will be tailored to you. And the only person that can execute is yourself. Nobody can do this for you. Nobody. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save any of you. You're going to have to do these things alone. Hope that helps. I do. I really hope that helps. I hope I was able to provide some insight for you to, if we need to cover goal setting, proper planning, positioning, if we need to go over those things again, guys, leave it in the comments below. I do not mind to go over any of those things again. I've covered a lot of this stuff in the past. So if you go down my, I don't know what that is, video feed, or if you go down my timeline, you'll find a lot of these videos like this already. But I do not mind to go over them again. I love talking about this stuff with you guys, and I love answering that question. 25 years old, and you're already trying to properly. I didn't have this kind of information at 25. 25 years old, man. I was in the Army. I was around good people, so it wasn't like I was doing anything, and the people I were around were very motivational. But man, if I would have had this type of information around, I probably would have been able to really properly plan and goal set my life out better. I didn't start receiving this type of information about 28, maybe. I guess so. I guess I was still pretty young. I guess so. But I wish I had this mindset at 18, 16, 15. I wish this type of stuff would have been around for me then, because it sure wasn't. So yeah, man, I hope that helps. Again, see a vision, create a plan, and execute. That vision is only for you. That plan is tailored to your vision, and you're the only one that can execute on this. That vision is only for you. That plan is tailored to your vision, and you are the only one that can execute on this and bring it to reality. So I hope that freaking helps, man. Other than that, you guys have a great day. I'm going to jump off here, man. I wish each and every one of you guys the best. Take care. I'll see you in the morning.